Hey guys, what's up? I wonder if they're still in it since I am up. I've been late. I wish I could play music, but you know, you know, YouTube is kind of lame. Sorry I'm late, guys. I literally had to make dinner and I had to wait for my phone to have enough juice. But we're about to get into this Lion Gates portal ritual. I'm really excited. So if you guys have already joined the ritual, you guys should have already been in your petition doing the ritual earlier on today. Have you guys done your ritual? Are some of you guys here from the actual members of this ritual? Hi, Juliet. I'm so excited. I am so excited. Okay, how was your ritual? How was your meditation? How did you guys feel? Juliet, how did you do in your meditation? Mine was super powerful. Mine was really powerful. It was really great. It was really hot today too. We're about to get into this though. Where is my, okay, actually this one has 100%. We're about to get into this Lion Gates portal ritual, kind of just gathering. We're gonna get some magic going here. So if you guys are just joining and you kind of want to join into the magic, if you haven't, I know some of you guys joined individually. Some of you guys are through House of Glamours, which is our private community, Coven, and some of you guys joined through the Candle Magic Workshop. So if you guys are joining us, I decided to kind of just let you guys on in. Of course, you weren't able to do the ritual earlier on today that we all participated. But if you want to join in with this collective Lion Gates portal, what you're going to need is a candle. Now, if you took the Candle Magic Workshop, you know that you can use a tea light. These pack a punch. Don't think that these don't pack a punch, okay? Because they do. So you can use a tea light if you want to, all right? Or any kind of candle that you have. We're going to glamour our candle and we're going to create an oil here tonight. So one of the things that you're going to need is some oil. So you can go to the kitchen, grab some oils. Now the Lion Gates portal is really great for manifestation. You can grab cinnamon, you can grab some Italian seasoning because everything in the Italian seasoning is going to help you manifest. If you have some basil, or what I like to do also is to just intuitively, pick these items from my kitchen and add them to my spells. So we're working on bringing something in with the Lion Gates portal, tapping into that preferred timeline. If you did join, you know that you're supposed to write out a petition, script out the actual life that you want to embody, right? And live. So all of you guys should have your petition with you. I want you guys to also grab a pen and paper. If you haven't wrote it out, if you're just joining now, you can grab your candle, some oil, and a container, whether it is like a Tupperware or a bottle. If you guys have bottles on hand, you can have a bottle and use a bottle to make your oil, okay? But you can also put it in a Tupperware until you can, bottle it up as well. Now, we're also going to be using fire magic tonight, so you're going to need some fire safe, something to burn and put your burning in. What else? So you need your herbs, your candles, some oil to pray over. We're going to get into some glamour. We're going to glamour our candle and we're going to glamour our oil. I already made my oil. The Lion Gates portal has been open since the 26th, but I do have some extra things that I'm going to add tonight. I have some of my black cat's hair. Okay, I have a black cat, one of my familiars. And then I have some of my essence. Okay, I'll just say that. I have some of my own essence. And I kind of want to give this oil a shimmery effect. So I have some mica powder here. If you don't have mica, which is like, you know, colorant, you can use body glitter. You can use some eyeshadow if you want to make your oil look magical. And so when you put it on, it'll have like a shimmer effect. Okay, to kind of just add to the magic and add to, you know, the activation of what we're doing here. So this oil, you're going to be able to keep it and use it until it runs out. It's going to be something that keeps your physical vessel and your energetic field charged. Okay, so like I said, we're going to be glamoring our candle and our oil tonight. This is the thing. Glamour is not just to look glamorous and to just attract a lover or to get what we want, to be more appealing to people. Glamour can be used to scare people. It can be used to disappear. It can be used to protect, and it can also be used on objects. So what we're going to be doing tonight is glamoring our candle and our oil. This is basically putting our intentions, our essence into something. Okay, I got this beautiful red candle. You guys can use something like a yellow candle. What kind of color candles do you guys have here tonight if you guys are from the members of this ritual? But you can use yellow, orange. I decided to go with red for my own intention of what I am calling in tonight. And also something like a drink, champagne, wine, and something sweet. After this whole thing, we're going to just take a sip and eat something sweet to kind of seal in the energy and kind of affirm to us that we're in this. Ours is orange. Okay, cool. All right, so we're gonna get started because again, I'm kind of running low on time. But okay, so let's start with making our oil. I'm gonna actually top mine off with a little bit of more olive oil in here. Olive oil is really great for abundance. Natural yellow beeswax, beautiful. Yes, you can use any color candle. It's just your intention. I know a lot of people are like, oh, Lion Gates, you know, use orange, use gold, use yellow. You should be using the intention, the color of your intention. So, and that can be anything. You could use purple for love. It just depends on the energy that you're working with tonight and want to work with tonight. Okay, so let me just go over. You should have a candle. If you are just joining, you can use a tea light if you want to. You're going to need a pen and a piece of paper, something to light it on fire. Okay, so a lighter, something safe to throw it in so it can burn. If you want to get some herbs to add into this candle, you can. So get your herbs. All right, you're going to need a container, some oil of choice, doesn't really matter, but olive oil is really great for abundance. So that's great, you know. And a container to put your oil in. If you don't have a container yet for your oil, you can just put it in some Tupperware. I'm going to be adding some of my essence into my oil. I've been working with this oil since the Lion Gates portal has opened. That was on the 26th. And I'm going to put some body shimmer, mica, into my oil to make me glisten and shine and radiate. Okay. So first, I want you guys to think, if you're just joining us, the people from the members should already know what you're working with today. But if you're just joining us, I want you to think what you want to call in tonight. Okay. What are you wanting to call into your life for the next year? Okay, because we get Lion Gates portal once a year. So what are you calling in tonight? What type of life do you want to live? What type of identity do you want to embody? So, and you're going to write it out in present tense. Okay. You guys that have already joined the ritual weeks ago, months ago with the Canva workshop, you should already have your petition. It should be charged. You guys should have already done the ritual this morning or sometime today. Mine was so powerful. You guys should have communicated with your guides during this day, okay? So you're gonna write out your petition. You're gonna write it in present tense. I like to be very simple. I like to be simple when it comes to my petitions. Now, also, the ones that have already joined the ritual, I want you guys to also write it out in simple terms. I know you guys probably script it out. We're going to save this petition, and you're going to put this petition, after we're done here tonight, you're going to put it somewhere, hide it somewhere in a book. You're going to hide it somewhere in your house where no one can find it. And you're going to leave it here in the physical 3D, okay? This is a receipt. But tonight we're also going to use Fire Magic, so I want you to get a piece of paper and write it down in the simplest form that you can. And you guys that are just joining, write out what you're calling in. So if you are wanting to make a certain amount of money, you're going to put down, I make this amount of money. If you are wanting to be healed from something, you want to be at peace from something, you're going to write that down. You can even put that I am completely healed and happy and my life is flourishing. Whatever you are wanting to call in, you can even write down a few if you want. You can burn a few if you want to. Okay, so we're going to write this down in simplest terms. And so those that have already written out, go ahead and open it up and look over your petition. You should have already visualized this several times. If you've already joined this ritual, at least 2 times, you should have already visualized it. So you should already have it going. You've already activated this timeline. So you should be looking this over and write this down in simplest terms, okay, in the simplest way that you can. Something that you can remember, okay? And I believe the most simple, the most direct is going to, work the best. So go ahead and write that down. Very simple, okay? Maybe a couple sentences, maybe 1 sentence. Write that out in simple terms. The scripting process of this petition that we did earlier, later on this week, whenever you joined, that was to really help you connect to this timeline. You've created it, you visualized it, you've connected with the Lion Gates portal today, you gave it to the sun, and now, and the sun gave it back to you. And now we are gonna just seal this with a ritual that you're gonna take into your day every day. You're going to use this oil until it's done. Okay? So you wrote out your little petition that we're going to burn to seal it in. Let's make our oil. You can take whatever oil that you have, whatever oil of choice. I like using a few different oils. I really love grapeseed oil, and I like olive oil. In jojoba oil, I like using castor oil as well. So it doesn't really matter, whatever oil. If you have a good smelling body oil, that's good too to use. So you're going to get the oil, you're going to pour it into the container, and whatever herbs that you have chosen, the people that have joined the collective, I gave you like, I don't know, I think I gave you like over 50 herbs that you guys can choose from. Go ahead and if you get some of those herbs and put it into the container with the oil. And as you're doing this, you should be telling the herbs what to do. Okay? This should be in alignment with your intention. This should be in alignment with your new life that you're calling in. Okay? I told you, Lion Gates portal ain't nothing to miss. This is a very powerful day. And you know what I was telling my man today? I was like, people are so scared. People are like so scared in the spiritual community. And I realized like a lot of these also like these figures that lead people and are like initiated and stuff, they are sometimes some of the most fearful people. They are so, everyone's scared of the Lion Gates. There's a lot of people that are scared of the Lions Gates portal this year, which I find to be really odd. And then telling everybody else, oh, I don't think you should do it. Like, do you know yourself? You know, I feel like a lot of people don't know themselves. They're scared of themselves, you know? And so when you're here doing this work, this is about knowing your intent, knowing your power, okay? So if you heard any kind of like talk today, I'm telling you, this Lion Gates portal is a powerful day to manifest, and a lot of people have manifested, you know, have used this day, utilized it. So you should be telling your herbs what to do. So if you are wanting to call in money, if you want to call in physical items, you should be telling the herbs, you know, this is for love, this is for that new house, this is for that amount of money. I'm going to save some of this mixture. You don't have to use all of it. I'm going to save some of this mixture for something else. I actually only put my essence in my candle. I'm not going to be putting that in my oil. But, you know, if you guys are, I'm going to put some of my cat hair here. Putting some of my black cat hair from Ari. Thank you, Ari. And this is stuff that I find around the house, okay? I don't pick this off of his body. He's such a hairy cat. Fluffy, hairy cat. So I'm putting some black hair in here. But if you like working with personal effects and, you know, you can put some of your hair in your oil. I wouldn't really say your oil, but in your candle, because your oil is going to be on your body. It's going to charge you that, you know, you're putting this oil on the target. When we use personal effects like blood or, you know, hair or anything like that, that is like related to our body or things that we own, that is to help the target. So I put some in my candle here. And then I'm going to put some shimmer in my oil so that I will glow and radiate when I use this. And that is to, you know, like I say, when we do this, when we do things like this, like when we use scent and color and body shimmer, this is to really activate the magic within our minds, because that's where it generates first. You know, you are the magic. So tonight we're going to be glamoring this oil after we're done creating our oil. And we're about to kind of pray, but we're going to tap into some glamour magic here. It's basically praying. And you know, glamour magic, I know here on the interwebs, it is, you know, really seen as beauty. A lot of us use it to become more beautiful, to get what we want, you know, but you can actually, it's not really about beauty. It's about using your energy. Okay. That's it, to get what you want. I just think, like, if you're not using glamour magic, I'm going to top this off with some olive oil just so that it's full again. I've been using it and connecting with this. And there, oh my God, it's gonna look so pretty with this shimmer. Yes. Ooh, it looks beautiful. I love this. Yes. Okay. I'm glad that I did that. What was I saying off? Glamour magic is just using your energy. So we're about to now go into a short meditation. I'm going to show you how you can glamour an object. You can literally do this with anything that you carry with you, that you're going to leave in a place. But tonight we're going to be doing our oil and our candle. And so that this energy is going to, like, kind of radiate out our intentions. Now, for you guys that have just joined us, you guys can watch the replay back, because I'm actually giving you all the steps here. Besides what we did earlier on today, you guys should have joined for that magic. That's really the most important part, is the ritual that you got with the collective. You know, that part is really important. And just taking the time to write out this petition, connect to your intentions, you know, that is the most important. But if you're just joining us now, we're going to get into some glamour. We're going to glamour these this candle and this oil that we just created. I'm so excited. My meditation was so good earlier. And my conversation with my guides was just beautiful. This is a great time. And if you haven't done anything today, you still can. The gates close on the 12th, but today is when it peaks. That's why everybody gets, you know, real magical today, because it peaks on this day and then it starts to, you know, close up. But it's been open. I've been in the energies with my guides over the past week or so since it's been open. I've been, you know, and that's why I really wanted you guys to join ahead of time, so that you guys will have the time, because it's already open. You've already connected. You've been creating this since you have, you know, started writing out your petition, gathering your candle and all of that. So you should have your candle, and I want your petitions in front of you and your oil and your candle in front of you. Oh, I just love how my oil looks. It looks so pretty. I love that I did this. Now I'm gonna be like glowy. I just love it. All right. So we're gonna go into the magical space where all the magic is generated, which is in our minds. So go ahead and close your eyes. And wait, before you close your eyes, sorry, I want you to just take a look at your candle and take a look at your oil, and just set the intention that you're going to glamour these two items, okay? Which will glamour the 3D reality. It will send out your energy. It will also be affecting you, your candle, and this will be something that you're going to connect with every day from this point forward, and you're going to put it on every day. Doesn't matter how many times, you're going to put it on. Okay. Okay. So connect with your candle. You're going to glamour these. You're going to put your energy into it. That's really all that it is putting your energy into these items. So I want you to close your eyes, take a couple moments to center yourself in the present moment. Connect with breath, with controlled breath. So this is breathing in and out just for a couple moments. Important to be centered when we do any type of magical practice, to center our minds, to quiet and center them into the present moment, the only moment that exists, that holds all the magic. Okay. Now I want you to bring upon that timeline that you just created, that you've been working with over the past week or so. If you've already joined this ritual, you should already have a clear vision of what you're calling into tonight. But the ones that are just joining us, I want you to really think about what your life would look like. Now, our brains, our minds, they communicate with emotion, with imagery, with sound. So take a moment to really engross yourself into that experience of what it would be like to have that life, to be that person, to possess whatever you're calling into tonight. Okay? Calling into your life tonight. All right. So close your eyes and just connect to that timeline and kind of lose yourself. Okay. Lose yourself in the moment. What does it look like? So if you are calling in a Pacific type of lover, try not to connect so much to what that lover looks like, but connect to maybe what you feel like being in the presence, being in that relationship. What do you look like? Do you look happy? Are you laughing? What kind of places are you, um, interacting with? What type of people are in your life? How are you dressing? What are the places? And just focus on you. Don't focus on the person that you're calling in, but what you look like, the energy. What does it feel like to be in that body, in that life? If you are calling in a certain amount of money, what does it look like to have that amount of money in your bank account every 2 weeks or every day, whatever it is? Whenever you're like, if you're wanting to call in a certain amount of money, what does that look like? Is your bills paid? Are you able to go shopping? Are you able to help other people out? Tap into what that life looks like, what it feels like. Don't forget about the feeling. Okay. Connect to the feeling of that timeline. Lose yourself in that visualization. And for the ones that have already joined this, I think there is probably over 20 people with this collective ritual. If you guys, those who have already joined, you guys should have a clear vision. So play in that timeline for a little bit. Now, engross yourself in that experience and that visualization. Really feel it in your body. Do you feel lighter? Do you feel energized? Do you feel relaxed? And if you're completely alone, nobody's around, I would suggest speaking it out into existence. That's what I do. I speak it out into existence. Um, uh, it helps me connect when I speak it out, can feel it, can see it. Just go on a journey. Now, as you're I want you to kind of like pause wherever you are, like literally see it pause in your mind. Okay. It's on pause, everything's frozen. And I want you to envision a orb of energy outside of your body, above your head. And I want you to allow that orb to kind of suck in this visualization. So you can unpause your visualization and continue to see how your life would be. And as you're doing this, I want you to see a stream of energy coming from your third eye or just from your head into this orb, okay? See it go in to the orb. This orb is absorbing all of this visualization. Add color to it. Maybe the orb starts to turn purple. Maybe it turns the color of your candle, okay? And this is a ritual that you can do outside of the Lion Gates portal as well. So this is a really good technique to glamour yourself or an object, okay? Remember, glamour is not just for the beauty. We can glamour objects as well, okay? So this orb is sucking in all of this energy from your visualization through your channel. It's getting larger and larger above you. And so if it's hard to have these two images going on at the same time, you can pause the visualization and allow the energy to be absorbed into the orb as it grows, okay? But you can kind of like teeter-totter back between these two visualizations of seeing this timeline unfold and also seeing this orb grow, okay? So this orb grows so big, and now we're just going to focus on the orb. Okay, know that you can come back to this timeline many times. It's there. It exists. You can tap into it, play there. In fact, I encourage you to do so. Okay. Now we're going to just focus on this orb above you. It's this orb. Maybe it's glistening, it's glowing, it's holding all of this energy. You're going to allow this orb to kind of like drop down and encompass you so that you're in this orb now. Hold the imagery of this orb, kind of like it's just like you pop into a bubble and now you're in this orb of light that holds all of this timeline. Center yourself in the energy. Know that it's there, it's existing. You can't see it with your physical eyes, but know that this orb is surrounding you right now, okay? Now, what you're going to do is that you're going to absorb this orb, okay? You're going to pull this orb of energy, all of this energy into your center of your solar plexus. You're going to draw this in. You can kind of see it however which way that your mind allows you to see this. Just see it go into the center of you. Maybe it just sucks in immediately. Maybe you take some time pulling it in. Allow this energy to go to the center of your solar plexus. That's the energy that we're working with tonight. It's in your solar plexus, your port of creation, of will, your identity. All of that energy inward towards the center. And then now I want you to draw your focus to the center where your solar plexus is. Begin to see that orb of energy kind of just centered and singleized right in that area. Now open your eyes and focus on your oil. Okay, let's focus on the oil first. And I want you to kind of project this energy outward onto your bottle. And as you do that, you see it encompass your bottle, okay? So you can actually look at your bottle with your physical eyes and begin to visualize that. That's what I kind of suggest instead of closing your eyes. Now that you have projected this energy outward into this bottle, over your bottle, into the essence of this bottle, everything, the dropper, if you're using a Tupperware container tonight until you get your bottle, you're just focusing on this entire Tupperware, the bottle of oil, okay? You're gonna see it just embed into the fabric of this oil. And then begin to see this glow around the bottle. It's inside and it's radiating outward. And how you know that the bottle has been glamored, charged, glamored, you'll just know. You'll feel kind of like a cutoff. If you feel the urge to pull away, that means that it's done, okay? And then you're gonna move on to your candle. You're going to do the same with your candle. So close your eyes, connect with this imagery of projecting this energy out of your solar plexus and into this candle. So you can see like a stream of energy going into the candle and around it. And once you kind of have that imagery locked in, I suggest that you open your eyes and connect with the actual physical item and begin to see and just affirm and know that the energy is inside and it starts to glow outward. It's radiating from the inside out so much that it begins to glow. You begin to see the actual aura, whether it is just something that you actually see, because I'm able to see auras, or you see it because sometimes this practice, this ritual, you'll be able to activate that gift that we all have. So don't be alarmed if you do actually see like some color pop off. This is aura magic. This is, that's all that glamour is. Glamour is you literally changing your aura, your energy. And so what we're doing here is that we're changing the aura of this object, which is our candle. So after you connect with that imagery of pouring energy into this candle through your solar plexus, you're going to open your eyes and connect to the actual physical object, and you're going to then see it glow. Even if it's just with your physical eyes or still in your mind's eye, you're seeing it glow, okay? If it's hard to connect to the imagery, don't worry, it's happening. It's happening, okay? The more you practice this ritual, the more you will get better at it, okay? And it will activate your gift of working with energy. Interesting. Okay. So once you feel the urge to pull away, that means it's done. That's how you know it's done. When you feel like, okay, I don't need, what am I doing? Am I still doing this? You're done. Okay, that's when you know that it's done. And that's how you glamour any type. That's one way that you can glamour an object. Okay. An oil. You can even do this with your clothes. You can do this with jewelry, of course, makeup, yeah. Okay. So now we are going to light our candle and burn our petition to seal in this ritual. Now, this ritual, you're going to take this in for the next couple of days, however long your candle is going to burn for. And you're going to ritualize putting on your oil every day. Sit this on your glamour altar or your altar, your bathroom counter, so that you can remember to anoint yourself every single day, to activate the timeline and to keep your body and your energy connected to what we did here tonight. Okay. So we're going to light our candle. Go ahead and use your oil to oil up your candle. I just love that my oil is shimmery. I'm going to do this with all my oils. And it smells so good. All right. Light your candle. And then you are going to take your petition. You're going to look at it. Look at what it says. Now, remember the ones that have joined the ritual, you're going to keep your petition, your drawn out scripted life. You're going to take this and you're going to put it somewhere in your manifestation journal, in your altar, in a book, somewhere where you're going to forget about it. Okay. You're not going to pull it out. You're going to find it one day. Okay. And then you can reflect on the magic. Okay. So you're going to look over your little petition, though, that you're going to burn. Going to read it to yourself, look at it, and then you're going to fold the paper once your way, going towards you, folding it towards you. You're going to move it clockwise. We're moving forward, and then you're going to fold it again, and then you're going to do it one more time, or however long you want, how many times you want to turn and fold it, but fold it towards you and move clockwise. Okay, then you're going to take it and you're going to burn it with the flame that you lit your candle with. Remember, this candle is glamored. The flame is activated and you're going to burn it. Okay. Make sure that it burns all the way. Now, there's a few things that you can do with this ash. You can just throw away the ash, or you can keep it. In some cultures, ash are very sacred, depending on what was burned. So, if you want to keep your ashes, put them somewhere, put them in the ocean, put them in the river, bury them. You can do that too, depending on how you want this energy to do, like, how you want this energy to flow into your life. Let it blow in the wind. Or you can throw it away, down the toilet, trash, whichever way. Okay, so we burned our little petition. And to seal this off, in a lot of traditions like hoodoo, we like to have something sweet after like a success, after a love or beauty spell. We have something sweet. So you guys should have a glass of wine or some juice or whatever. And you can have some wine and a piece of chocolate, cookie, cakes, whatever. And this is to symbolize to the subconscious that We've already achieved it. It's ours. We're here. Caramel. Delicious. And that's it. That's the little ritual. Okay. I also want to tell you guys that this is the last public ritual that I'll be doing. I might do some things on TikTok. Like right now I'm on TikTok as well. I might do some things on TikTok, but I'm not going to be doing any rituals here on YouTube anymore. It'll be with my private community. So just let you guys know. Yummy. When you guys were in your visualization, did you feel it? Did you feel so in the visualization that you felt like it was real? Who's been having trouble sleeping? I wanted to get cards so we can pull. On the energy tonight, now that our ritual is over. That was yummy. Okay, so what I want to do now is to pull on this energy. We're going to pull on this energy here. Let's see how, let's get some cards on the table. With this spell and ritual and just with the Lion Gates, get a Lion Gates portal message. Exactly. What was the last, oh, okay, it was the glow up. The glow up pick a card here on the YouTube channel. This came out with all piles, the death, and I was using different cards for all of them. So this is exactly what we want to see. This is exactly what we want to see, is the death energy, meaning that it's over. This old timeline has collapsed. There's an ending here. And, you know, honestly, because with the death, this comes with feeling some type of pain, you know, some type of discomfort with this ending. It is something that really needs to happen. With the message with the death is that, you know, it's something that, like, after this death, there's a brand new dawn that comes after this, you know, but this is what needs to end. So a lot of the things that have happened in this timeline, it was, damn it, let me see. I'm on TikTok and I always forget about my alarm. I wonder if I'm still on. I'm like very new to TikTok. Okay, there we go. I don't know what I was doing. Okay, but the death. There's a lot coming to an end with this portal, right? With this Lion Gates portal. And a lot of these things, it's uncomfortable. You're noticing that you can't carry on the way that you've been going, you know, and with this, it's like, you have to feel uncomfortable leaving this timeline. You're not going to feel comfortable. So if you're resisting the pain, if you are resisting the uncomfortableness of what needs to die, because it's such a change, you can't imagine like the difference in this timeline is what I'm feeling, then you're not going to really make that jump. If you're resisting because you're like, oh, but this feels uncomfortable, letting go of this person, letting go of this lifestyle, of this life, letting go of these relationships. A lot of us are realizing that we can't have these relationships in our lives anymore. Like we have to let go. Now, the people that have done this collective ritual and the people that are really reflecting on them, you guys are really making that jump. This is a signal that that timeline has fully collapsed. I have not been able to sleep. Me too. I have not been able to sleep. For this whole week, I've been waking up. I just feel like it's my guides communicating with me and everything. I haven't been able to sleep very well. Yeah. This morning, it felt like I was in a whole new world. Yeah. And you know what? I felt that too, Juliet. And it's you quantum leaping. This is what I've been, trying to help my collective here, make that jump with the recent tarot readings, with House of Glamours. We're going to the preferred timeline. So yeah, I felt that same. There was ambulances and fire trucks. There was a funeral going on. It was just weird, but I was totally safe. Yeah. There's a lot of weird shit going on right now. There is. Yeah. But let's get another card. But this is really telling us that, a lot of us feel uncomfortable. I had a lot of realizations today where I felt like, you know what? I feel really uncomfortable in this relationship. I feel uncomfortable kind of moving differently in this relationship. I feel kind of scared to move differently because I love this relationship or I love this type of lifestyle, but I know that that's where the change is going to happen. It's not going to change by you resisting it and having 1 foot in and 1 foot out. It's not going to change. You have to completely understand and choose the living timeline, because this timeline has closed. It's done. And the more you stay there, the more painful it's going to be, the more uncomfortable it's going to be, So let's get another card for the Lion Gates message. But we just got done with our ritual here on YouTube, and this is a clear indication that we did the damn thing. We closed the gate. We have left. That timeline is dead. We're on to the new dawn. Okay. So let's get another card, another message. 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups. Exactly what we want to see. 9 of Cups. So this is your wish. This ritual that we just did right now, this is to call in. So even if you weren't able to, participate in the ritual, there'll be a replay on YouTube. And you can get prepared for it and do it later tonight. And maybe even tomorrow. The portal closes on the 12th. So you can definitely repeat the ritual where we glamored our oil, we glamored our candle. You don't need to have an oil, but you most likely probably want a candle. You know what I mean? But this is letting us know that everything that we were calling in tonight, we're getting our wish. This is the wish card. 9 of Cups is the wish card. So even though that it's really uncomfortable, and with the illusion of the death energy, it's like there's this pain, there's this uncomfortableness, and we can't see it because we're resisting the change, we're resisting it ending, and we can't see how good it's going to be on the other end. I'm really talking to the people that are struggling to let go, because the things that we are calling in with this Lion Gates portal are just like in life in general, just like us as a collective, what we're going through right now. It's going to take us a sacrifice. It's going to take us saying, you know what, I am uncomfortable here. I am in pain here. This does need to end. And I know it's scary moving away from this and moving on and being different or choosing something else, but I have to. And with that, choosing yourself, you are choosing abundance. You are choosing, when the 9 of Cups is here, this is the type of blessings that come into your life where you're just like, do I really deserve this? Oh my God. Like, it's just, So this is a clear indication that what we did here tonight is working. You're getting your wish. You just have to make sure that with the messages that we were tapping into today, especially the ones that who really, purchased a spot with the collective ritual and, did the meditation earlier on today, got the messages from your guides, make sure that you're going to follow suit with what your guides were delivering to you today, the steps that you saw that you need to take with this change or with this, whatever you're calling in with this timeline. You got to let go. You got to make sure that you choose this timeline and know that choosing this timeline is choosing yourself. Oh, okay. Hold on. TikTok be making me do these things. Okay. So just know that choosing, to let go is choosing yourself, and you're choosing your wish. And it's almost like you can't see this until you actually say, okay, I am ready to let go of this person. I'm ready to let go of this relationship. I'm ready to let go of this job. I'm ready to let go of these behaviors, these activities. And right when you make that decision and you stand on business, like that's the energy, like standing on business, that this is dead and I'm not going to try to resurrect it. I'm not going to wait for it to come back alive. I'm not going to, no, it's done. And so when you make that decision, it's signaling to the universe, your guides, the 3D reality, that you are done with this and you're on to what we were doing tonight, what we were calling in tonight. Okay. So let's move forward. Let's see here, another card. This is really good. This is what we want to see. And the fact that we're working with so many different energies, like, I'm calling in something tonight. This is the power of, collective gathering and doing ritual together, because we're all kind of juiced up, even if we have different things that we're calling in tonight. And so this is really a good card to get for a collective ritual, knowing that the wish is being granted. Okay. So let's see. What else? Two of Pentacles. This last message is about getting your priorities straight. And that was like the message that I was saying, like, know that, for the ones that are at home, because, I'm a true healer at heart, not the ones that are at home, but the ones that are just joining and doing the ritual, they didn't purchase or anything, just make sure you tap in with your guides, communicate with them to see what is the important thing that you should be doing. What should you be prioritizing right now? Should you be prioritizing how other people are going to feel? Should you be prioritizing, like, this is just about like really getting like clear with yourself, making the right choices. Because the gears are beginning to move. So you can't, it's like there's this energy of having one foot in and one foot out. That is a choice. That's stagnancy. That's really not choosing the timeline that you want. So this is going to require actual movement, momentum, collecting these wishes. Know that when we do these rituals, this is to put our energy out, and as we do that, when we put our energy out, and know that your candle that's been glamored, this is radiating energy out. It has an intention. We've connected with its aura, right? And it's radiating out into the 3D reality. Everything is listening and responding back to each other. So know that when we put our energy out into the universe, know that the 3D reality will begin to respond. It's going to bring people towards you. It's going to come in the form of your intuition going off. It's going to come in the forms of being aligned with the right activities, with the right books, people, locations. It's going to respond to you, but it's also up to you to respond back. You can't set the intention to want to make more money, but then when you get the download to make more money, or the person calls you, or somebody says, hey, this position opened up and this is how much you'll be making. If you want to get an interview, I can hook you up. But this is going to require saying, I'm a little bit uncomfortable, but I'm going to go anyways. I'm going to do it anyways. I'm going to really choose this timeline anyways. So if you're dealing with insecurities or fears or pain, you have to push through that and respond to the 3D reality. okay? Because it's going to respond back to you. That's what magic does. It's not that we just do these candles and we make our oil and we in the mirror and stuff, doing all this glamour or ritual or ceremony. We're doing all of that, and then the 3D reality is going to respond back to you. We have to physically put in momentum here in the 3D reality. So this is about actually doing the work, saying, I want this life. I want this. This is what I'm calling in. It's also about your actions. It's about your movement. It's about what are you prioritizing then? Okay? What are you prioritizing? This is about getting your priorities straight. So the ones that have, joined House of Ritual, joined the candle workshop, or joined this ritual individually, you guys know that you should have had a conversation with your guides. That was a part of the ritual earlier on today. You should have been, like, honestly, like Julia, like, she can't sleep. I couldn't sleep. I just feel like I have been getting downloads this whole past 2 weeks, you know? Good night, Erica. Thank you. Thank you for being here. All right, so that's what this message is. It's about letting go, even though it's painful, even though it's uncomfortable. This is a clear indication that you're going to get your wish. It's coming, but you have to get your priorities straight. So put your oil on every day so that you can be in alignment with this energy, and be activated every day with this energy that we tapped into tonight. And respond when the people show up. Respond when the ideas and the belief systems, when you start realizing, oh yeah, I got to start moving different. I'm doing this again. It's time to change. It's time to hold yourself accountable. It's time to, make sure that your priorities are straight. Okay, so that is the message. That's the ending message for this ritual. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm about to go watch Umbrella Academy with my baby boy. That's the movie that we're watching. So I'm about to go and watch that. He's like, hurry up, Mom. I'm like, hey, I'm not going to be on that long. I'm just going to do what I got to do. Got to do some work, some collective work. But I'm so excited about my oil. Look how pretty it is, you guys. Oh my God. Yes. That's all I gotta say is yes. All right. Cheers, you guys. We are on the new timeline, but it's going to require you being that person. It's going to require you being her, being him, being them. Okay? It's going to require you to show up. Where's my card? Like this Two of Pentacles is about doing the work of who this person is. So if you want to make more money, you want to make money like her, you got to show up and start moving like her. Okay, whatever you saw in your head, you need to embody that energy and start moving in that way. Okay, you guys, cheers. I'm glad that we're here together. We've made it through the portal. Let's stay on it. Okay, let's stay on it with our actions, holding ourselves accountable and showing up as them. Okay, I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.